Respected viewers, I want you to listen to me very carefully tonight, because what I'm about to tell you could be the difference between a strong, healthy heartbeat and one that slowly fades without warning. Every day, millions of people over the age of 50 take medicines that they believe are helping them. But the truth is, some of those pills are quietly doing the exact opposite. They are slowly exhausting your heart, draining its strength, its rhythm, its will to keep you alive. I've sat in hospital rooms where patients told me, "Doctor, I don't understand. I took everything you prescribed. I followed every instruction." And yet, their hearts were failing. Their blood pressure was unstable. Their rhythm, once steady, had become irregular. And behind the lab results and test reports, one hidden truth always appeared. The very medicines they trusted were silently working against them. Now, I'm not here to create fear. I'm here to open your eyes. Because after 50, your body doesn't process drugs the same way it used to. Your liver becomes slower, your kidneys weaker, and your heart, that incredible muscle that's kept you alive since before you took your first breath, becomes more sensitive. And while some medicines are life-saving, others, when taken too long or in the wrong combination, begin to wage a quiet war inside your chest. I remember one patient, a man in his early 60s. He was disciplined, health-conscious, never missed a dose of his medication, but he started feeling strange, fatigue, swelling in his ankles, shortness of breath at night. He thought it was just age catching up. When we checked his heart, we saw it was struggling. And the cause? Not his lifestyle, not his diet, but a common over-the-counter pill he'd been taking for years. A pill meant to ease his pain, but one that was silently tightening its grip on his heart. When I see cases like that, my heart aches, because most people never get told the truth. They're handed prescriptions and assume that if something is sold in a pharmacy, it must be harmless. But medicines don't work in isolation. They interact, they compound, and they can create hidden dangers, especially in aging hearts. So today, I want to pull back that curtain, to speak not as a doctor standing in a white coat, but as a fellow human being who's watched too many hearts weaken unnecessarily. You deserve to know which medicines might be slowly stealing your strength and what you can do to protect yourself, because your heart has carried you through decades, through love, loss, laughter, and pain. It deserves protection now more than ever. But before I reveal the names and classes of these dangerous medicines, I need you to understand something deeper. The heart doesn't fail overnight. It fails silently, gradually, through small things we ignore. The side effects, the mild dizziness, the swelling, the fatigue we dismiss as just getting older. Brett, that's why awareness is your greatest medicine. You can't stop what you don't understand. But once you know, once you see the truth, you can start to take back control of your health, your energy, and your life. Because some of these medicines, the ones often prescribed for pain, sleep, blood pressure, and cholesterol, are doing something far more sinister than you realize. They're altering how your heart pumps, how your arteries respond, how your blood flows. And when those systems start fighting each other instead of working together, your heart begins to suffer in silence. And it all starts with the small, invisible changes, the ones most people overlook until it's too late. If you've been feeling more tired lately, if climbing stairs feels heavier than before, if your ankles swell or your heartbeat sometimes skips, you might not just be aging, you might be reacting to something you thought was safe. And that's what we're going to uncover together. The truth hidden inside your own medicine cabinet. Because knowledge, my friend, is the first step toward healing. I've always said that medicine is both a miracle and a mystery. The same pill that saves one person can quietly destroy another, depending on their age, organs, and the fragile balance inside their body. And after 50, that balance becomes sacred. Your body changes, but the prescriptions often don't. The same dosages, the same combinations, even when your heart can no longer handle them the same way it once did. Let me share what I've seen over and over in real patients. One of the most common categories that harms the heart after 50 are the painkillers many of us keep in our drawers. They bring relief, yes, but they also cause the body to retain salt and water, raising blood pressure and forcing your heart to pump harder than it should. Over time, this strain builds up, day after day, pill after pill, until the heart begins to weaken under the pressure it never asked for. And yet, people keep taking them because no one ever warned them of the quiet damage happening underneath that temporary comfort. Then there are the medicines prescribed for sleep or anxiety. They calm your nerves, slow your mind, and for a while they seem to bring peace. But in many older adults, they also slow the heartbeat, lower blood pressure suddenly, and can even cause dangerous rhythms during sleep. What feels like rest on the surface can sometimes be the heart struggle beneath. I've seen people wake up dizzy, fainting, or breathless, not realizing that their night pill, meant to bring comfort, was actually burdening their most vital organ. Another hidden culprit lies in certain medications used for colds and allergies. You might not suspect it. They're sold freely, even advertised with smiling faces, but many of them constrict blood vessels to clear your nose, and in doing so, they raise your blood pressure sharply. For a healthy 20-year-old, that's tolerable. But for someone over 50, with stiffer arteries and a slower heart, it can be disastrous. The increase in pressure can quietly damage blood vessels, and the heart must fight harder with each beat. I once had a woman in her late 50s who came to me after suffering chest discomfort for weeks. She was terrified it was her heart giving out. After several tests, we found her arteries were fine, but her blood pressure had been swinging wildly. The cause? A simple decongestant she'd been taking every night for her sinus problems. It was supposed to help her breathe, but it was making her heart work twice as hard. These are not isolated cases. They're stories I see every month, sometimes every week. People who trust their medicine bottles more than their own instincts and end up paying the price. And then come the medications for blood pressure itself. The irony is painful. Some combinations, when overused or taken without proper monitoring, can lower pressure too much, causing the heart to race or the blood to circulate poorly. That's when fatigue, dizziness, and heart rhythm problems creep in quietly. Your body begins to whisper its warning signs. But if you don't know how to listen, those whispers turn into emergencies. You see, the human heart doesn't just need treatment, it needs balance. And balance requires awareness of what you take, why you take it, and how it affects your entire system. Because when your heart is tired, when your blood feels heavy, when your body starts to feel older than it should, there is often a reason hidden behind the label of a pill you've trusted for years. And that's what frightens me the most. How normal all this has become. People walk into pharmacies, fill their prescriptions, and never once ask, is this helping me or hurting me? So before we move forward, I want you to remember one simple truth. Your body is not the same as it was 20 years ago. Every pill now travels through organs that have endured decades of life, stress, and survival. That means the risks are higher, the margins thinner, and your heart's tolerance lower. The next time you open your medicine cabinet, I want you to look at those bottles not with fear, but with curiosity. Ask yourself, do I still need this? Has my doctor reviewed this recently? Is this the safest option for my age and my heart? Ibrekru, because the answers to those questions can change your future. And in the next part, we'll go even deeper into the kinds of medicines that disguise themselves as protectors but quietly disturb your heart's rhythm, your sleep, your energy, and even your emotions. These are the ones that most people never suspect until something goes wrong. Sometimes the most dangerous medicines are not the ones that sound powerful, but the ones that sound harmless. The ones that claim to protect your heart, yet slowly chip away at its strength. Many people over 50 are prescribed drugs to manage cholesterol or prevent strokes. They're meant to safeguard your arteries, but when taken for years without regular checkups, they can begin affecting your muscles, including your heart muscle. You might start feeling weaker, more tired, or notice that even light physical activity leaves you breathless. It's not always age. It's sometimes your medication quietly rewriting the rhythm of your heart. Then there are medications that control mood or help you sleep. Antidepressants and sedatives that calm the mind but can interfere with the electrical signals that keep the heart beating in perfect time. They can slow the heartbeat too much, or in some cases cause irregular rhythms that go unnoticed until one night the heart skips a beat too many. I've seen it. I've heard that silence on the monitor, and it's not something you forget. But here's what makes this even more heartbreaking. Most of these patients were just trying to do the right thing. They trusted their doctors. They followed their prescriptions faithfully, and they believed they were protecting themselves. No one told them that the very combination of medicines designed to keep them alive might one day put their heart at risk. I remember a woman named Evelyn. She was 61, active, loved gardening, full of laughter. She came to me with a strange feeling. "Doctor, my heart feels tired," she said. It wasn't pain, just a heaviness. We ran her tests and everything looked normal at first. But when we reviewed her medications, I noticed a combination of pain relievers, cholesterol pills, and a sleeping aid she'd been using for years. Each of them alone was tolerable. Together, they were a storm brewing inside her. We adjusted her plan, tapered a few, replaced others, and slowly her energy came back. Her smile returned. Her heart's rhythm found its calm again. That's the lesson I want everyone to take. Medicines can heal, but they can also collide. And after 50, your body becomes far more sensitive to these collisions. The liver, once quick to detoxify, now moves slower. The kidneys, once strong filters, may not clear drugs as effectively. So what used to be a harmless dose at 40 can become a harmful dose at 60. And this is why so many older adults begin to feel trapped in a cycle. One pill for blood pressure, another to manage the side effects of that pill, another to help them sleep because the first two caused insomnia, and soon their bodies are fighting a chemical war they never signed up for. If you've ever looked at your medicine box and thought, "Why am I taking so many things?" That's your body's intuition speaking. That's your heart asking for simplicity, for care, for air. Because your heart doesn't just need medication, it needs mercy. It needs you to pause and question, to not accept everything handed to you as absolute truth, to talk to your doctor, to review your prescriptions every few months, and to be brave enough to say, "I think my heart needs less, not more." The truth is, no one can protect your heart better than you can. You live with it, you feel it, you know when something's off. Don't ignore that whisper of discomfort, that sudden fatigue, that change in your heartbeat. Those are not coincidences. They're messages. Messages from the organ that has loved you unconditionally since your first moment of life. And as we approach the final part of this message, I want to take you deeper into what real protection means. Not just removing the harmful medicines, but rebuilding your heart's strength naturally, safely, and wisely. Because the goal is not to live in fear of your prescriptions. It's to live in understanding of your heart. If you've stayed with me until now, it means you care, truly care, about protecting your heart. And that, my friend, is the most powerful medicine of all. Awareness. Because the moment you become aware, you begin to heal. You stop living blindly and you start living consciously. And that shift, that small awakening, can save your life. I've seen it happen countless times. Patients who used to walk into my clinic tired, anxious, defeated, and after understanding how their medicines affected them, after making a few careful changes under medical guidance, they came back with light in their eyes again. Their heart beat stronger, their breath steadier, their steps more confident. It's as if they had reclaimed something that was quietly being taken from them. Control. But the healing journey doesn't start in the hospital. It starts in your home. In the small choices you make every day. The glass of water you drink instead of another cup of coffee. The walk you take instead of another hour in front of the screen. The honest talk you have with your doctor instead of hiding your worries. These are not small acts, they are quiet revolutions inside your body. The truth is, your heart doesn't just beat, it listens. It listens to your habits, your emotions, your rest, and yes, to every pill you take. And if you truly want to protect it after 50, you must learn to listen too. Don't accept new medicines without understanding what they do. Don't combine over-the-counter pills without checking interactions. Don't assume that if it's working for my friend, it's safe for me. Your heart is unique. Your story is unique. There's one more truth I need you to hear. Many people over 50 start to believe that feeling tired, dizzy, or weak is just part of getting older. But aging should not feel like decay. It should feel like wisdom, like grace, like calm strength. If your body feels heavy or your heart feels tired all the time, don't let anyone convince you it's just your age. It might be your medicine asking to be reevaluated. And yes, sometimes you'll face resistance. Some doctors may brush it off. Some pharmacists may reassure you that it's all safe. But remember, no one is living inside your body except you. If something doesn't feel right, speak up. Ask for alternatives. Demand a medication review. Because you have every right to question what goes inside your body. It's not disrespect, it's self-respect. Your heart has given you decades of loyal service. Through sleepless nights, through heartbreaks and happiness, through every breath of your journey. It deserves this protection now. It deserves your attention, your care, your love. So take this message not as a warning, but as a wake-up call. Your medicines should serve your heart, not silence it. And with awareness, courage, and the right guidance, you can ensure they do exactly that. Every day you wake up, your heart beats around 100,000 times. Not because it has to, but because it wants to. It still believes in you. It still fights for you. So fight for it too. Take a deep breath. Feel that beat in your chest. Steady, patient, alive. That sound is the reason you are here. It is the echo of every moment you've ever lived, every laugh, every tear, every heartbeat that carried you through storms you thought you'd never survive. That sound is your story, and it deserves to go on. My friend, your heart has never given up on you. Even in moments of pain, even when medicine confused it, even when life burdened it, it kept beating, quietly, faithfully. And now it's asking for one thing in return: understanding. Not fear, not guilt, but awareness. You see, the greatest act of self-care is not adding more pills or chasing miracle cures. It's pausing long enough to listen to what your body is trying to tell you. It's questioning what you were told to accept. It's having the courage to say, I want to know what's happening inside me. Because real healing doesn't begin in a pharmacy. It begins in your mind, the moment you decide that your heart deserves better. That your health is not something to gamble with, not something to outsource entirely, but something sacred that belongs to you. So tonight, when you open your medicine cabinet, don't just see bottles. See choices. See chapters of your health story. Some that helped, some that hurt, and some that no longer serve you. You have the power to rewrite that story. You have the right to ask questions, to make changes, to choose a path that honors your body, not just numbs it. And if no one has told you this before, let me say it now. Your heart is not old. It is wise. It remembers love. It remembers strength. And with the right care, it can keep beating beautifully for many more years to come. So promise yourself this. You will listen. You will ask. You will not take any pill blindly again. You will protect your heart as fiercely as it has protected you. Because you only get one. And that one, right now, is still beating for you. This is your doctor, your friend, reminding you your life is precious, your heart is sacred, and your awareness is the medicine that could save it. Take care of it. Take care of you, always.